So MLB Pipeline just dropped their new top 100 prospects after the MLB Draft, and the list is pretty crazy. So I'm going to start at the bottom at number 100, go all the way to the top, give you my opinion on pretty much all these guys, and tell you if I think they're in the right spot or not. Prospects to me are super fun to talk about. It's exciting to see who the next bright stars of the game could be. So let's get going into it. All right, so we're getting to start off with Zach Veen down in AA. I do know that he has struggled a bit at the AA level. Yeah, 209 average, hitting for little to no power, which is concerning. Someone who I loved coming out of the 2020 draft. Looks like he's hit a bit of a snag though at age 21-year-old season in AA. Quinn Priester at the major league level. He's going to get graduated out soon. He's fine. He's whatever. Brock Porter cracking the top 100. He should have been in the top 100 already. Dominating A-ball. Dominating. They're using him in a really limited role where he's only pitching about 3 to 4 innings at a time. But Brock Porter looks great. Aiden Miller, someone who I think the Phillies got a bit of a steal on. Surprised to see him in the top 100, but also he's definitely a top 100 caliber prospect. Kevin Parada at 96. I'm not scared by the decline in his offensive numbers because out in Brooklyn with the Cyclones, it's a really hard place to hit. There's a lot going on, and you play on the water every single night on turf. Just not a great hitter's environment, but there's been some signs of pop for him. I actually think 96 is pretty fair for KP. Zach Geloff, he's going to be graduated out, having a pretty good start with the Oakland A's. I'm shocked to see Orelvis here, although the power is legit. Like, the power is crazy with Orelvis. We're seeing 19 homers, 14 doubles. He hit 30 last year, 28 the year before that. Just not really hitting for average, and I think, oh, they moved him up to AAA. Okay, I did not know about the AAA bump. Hasn't been great there, though, so I don't know. He's an interesting prospect. My thoughts and opinion on him have changed quite a bit. Ronnie Mauricio at number 93, another guy who got to AAA, has struggled a little bit, but his numbers have been weird because he was so hot, but then he didn't get called up. He looks a little discouraged and a little unmotivated, waiting for the call up. I think he deserves it. I'm tired of seeing Danny Mendick play as much as he is, so Ronnie Mauricio, call him up soon, please. Ben Brown at number 92, very good pitching prospect, has struggled a little bit more, I believe, at AAA, if I'm correct. Yes, it's a little bit different up there, but if you remember, they got him for David Robertson. Very good trade for the Cubs. Ben Brown is a solid pitcher. My boy Chase DeLauder in the top 100 at high A, crushing it. I love Chase DeLauder, one of my favorite players from the 2022 draft, as you guys know. I think Cleveland got an absolute steal with him at 16. Again, appropriate placing based on where he's at, but one of my favorite prospects in all baseball. Anthony Solomedo cracking the top 90. Used to follow me on Twitter, unfollowed him because I didn't play him in MLB The Show, I think, but very solid left-handed pitcher. Funky stuff, good stuff. Overall, I like this move right here. I think top 90 is pretty fair. Jordan Beck from Tennessee. Wow, they already got him in AA. That's huge. He's got crazy big power, Jordan Beck. Part of that awesome 2022 Tennessee team that came up a little bit short in the College World Series, but Jordan Beck can swing it, and that's interesting. He is now ahead of Zach Veen. Kyle Teal at number 88, first-round pick from the Red Sox, already in high A. Very good catcher overall. Edgar Cuero did drop a little bit. It's funny, as soon as he goes to the White Sox, 20-year-old AA catching, they're like, White Sox, though, not nearly as good anymore. I'm still a believer in him, though. He just has too good of plate discipline to be actually not very good, and he's a capable catcher. Daniel Espino, listen, I get it. His stuff is disgusting, but he's not going to pitch probably conservatively until the end of 2024, so I don't really know how you rank him this year at 86 when he simply has not pitched. He's thrown 18 innings in the last 2 years. I don't get it. I feel bad for the kid because his stuff's great, but he can't be top 100 right now. To put it into perspective, he's thrown 18 more innings than me or you in the minors the last 2 years. It's tough. But you know what isn't tough? Hearing about the sponsor of today's video, Ethos. Life insurance might be a sensitive topic, but knowing your options and being prepared for the worst is just plain smart. You want to protect who you love. That's where Ethos comes in. It's an absolute game changer in the world of life insurance. You have a family and you never want them to struggle if something were to happen to you. As a breadwinner, you want to ensure they'll be okay even if the worst were to happen. Life insurance provides financial protection for your loved ones in their most vulnerable moments. Normally, life insurance can be confusing, expensive, and time-consuming, but Ethos changes all of that. Their online application process is smooth, and you can literally get coverage in minutes. No medical exams needed. Just answer a few health questions online. Plus, it's surprisingly affordable. Trust me, I did my research, and Ethos was the lowest quote that I received. You can get coverage starting as little as just a few dollars per month. Don't wait. Take this important step to help protect your loved ones. Click the link in my description to get your free personalized quote with Ethos today. Thank you to Ethos for sponsoring today's video. Gavin Stone at 85. Honestly, not a huge Gavin Stone guy. I just don't really see how he's a top 100 prospect. But Pipeline, this is my one knock on them. They love to do this thing where guys who are just right around the MLB level, they just sprinkle them in the top 100. Instead of being aggressive with guys who actually might have some helium, some ceiling, they tend to go with these safer picks towards the bottom because they want to make sure, like, oh, when he does get to the majors, well, we had him on our list. At least that's my personal opinion. Gavin Stone, to me, is kind of whatever. Jet Williams, on the other hand, big Jet Williams fan. I think this is a pretty safe spot for him. Look at this on base. 427 on base percentage. He has like a 20% walk rate, 20% K rate. He's doing some crazy stuff out there in St. Lucie originally. Now he's up to Brooklyn. Jet is the man. I love Jet. Justin Crawford, not gonna lie, I've been pretty wrong about him. I thought he wasn't gonna be able able to hit for much, but he is 344, 390, looking really, really good. Actually, it's more like 400, looking fantastic. The power hasn't come yet, but he's a big kid, 6'1", 175. He'll put on some weight. Carl Crawford's son. I'll say the Phillies have done a really, really good job drafting the last few years. Jacob Wilson, one of my favorite players from this current draft. How's he doing with the A's? I haven't seen how he's played thus far. Rookie ball, and then they got him in high A, struggling a little bit, but understandable. He's only, 21 years old. Son of Jack Wilson, all around very good player. Everson Pereira, Jason Dominguez, and Spencer Jones. You just said, put the Yankees outfield prospects right next to each other at 79, 80, and 81. Spencer Jones, high A, Dominguez, double A, Pereira, triple A. I think they should call it Pereira at some point. The numbers have been well good enough to be called up this season. He's showing power as well. I don't know why they would rather play the guys that they're using instead of call him up. He's 22. He's kind of cool. Dominguez doing that thing where he strikes out a lot, walks a lot, good athlete. That's probably just what he is. I don't really know what his ceiling is at the major league level. Spencer Jones, on the other hand, though, big fan of him. Crazy power potential. Just another horse that the Yankees drafted. Now, this year, he has slowed down a little bit, but 12 homers, 25 doubles, that's the kind of stuff you like to see. So Don Rafaela just had a huge week or so ago where he was just popping home runs left and right. Very much a utility player who can play a bunch of different positions. Solid for the Red Sox. Kevin Alcantara, 77. Not having that great of a season. A little bit of a step back from the year before, but another guy who's very toolsy. Carson Wisenhunt. Oh, wow. Carson Wisenhunt. I legitimately had not heard of you, but yeah, he's pitching really well. 83 strikeouts in 60 innings. Goodness. Okay, Carson Wisenhunt, someone to keep an eye out for. Jared Jones, another one of these just like middling pitching prospects that I feel like is going to be a major league pitcher, but I don't know what the ceiling is for him right now. Connor Phillips has been putting up some crazy strikeout numbers in the minors this year. Yeah, 145 strikeouts in 93 and 2/3 innings. Very good swing and miss stuff from Connor Phillips. Cess, of course, got called up. He's looked pretty decent. He's got a lot of power. He's going to get graduated off this. Jace Young looking great for the Tigers. Got the promotion to Double-A and has been playing pretty well. First round pick last season. Gabriel Gonzalez right now is that new Mariners prospect that you want to keep an eye out for. Look at the numbers he's put up this year. 315 with an 890 OPS between a couple different levels. 16 homers, 20 doubles, 71 RBIs between low A and high A. Gabriel Gonzalez is a very good ball player. Nick Frasso, to me, another one of these pitchers, just kind of grouped with all the rest of the minor league guys who will probably make it to the majors. I gotta say, Owen Casey, criminally underrated. Criminally underrated. I honestly think the fact that he's just kind of like a little bit boring is what's holding him back, because look at these numbers for a 21-year-old in Double-A. 288, 393, 549, and 942 OPS, 21 homers, 23 doubles, 74 RBIs. What is there not to like about Owen Casey? This guy, to me, clear top 30 prospect in baseball. I'm actually shocked he's this low. 69, nice, but he feels very, very underrated right now. And I love Dylan Lesko, someone who I think could be very good, but based on what we've seen thus far for a guy coming back from injury, I don't understand how he's this high at 68, but he's still very good. Top 100, sure. Sebastian Walcott, the new international prospect that everyone's going crazy about. Look at the physical stats on this guy. 6'4", 190 at 17 years of age. And he's put up some pretty good power numbers so far in a rookie ball for the Rangers. We're talking 7 home runs, 10 doubles, 3 triples, 21 RBIs. Big Noah Schultz guy. I think he has disgusting stuff. Scares me always with the White Sox. They have difficulty developing pitching, but look at these numbers. 9 starts so far in A-ball, 152. His stuff is disgusting. I love Noah Schultz. I also really like Robbie Snelling. I didn't know that much about him last year going into the draft. After he got drafted, did some more research. Yeah, he's got some really electric stuff, and it shows in the numbers. 80 innings, 92 Ks, a 1.79 ERA in his first year in pro ball. My boy Chase Dolander here for the Rockies. I'm sorry you have to be in Colorado, but I still love this guy. I think he's going to be sick if he can figure out how to pitch in Colorado. Kyle Manzardo getting up to number 63. Great hitter. Great pickup by the Guardians, although you did give up Savali. I for sure haven't given up on Edwin Arroyo, but I'm shocked he is still within like the top 60-ish range, considering how not great he's played this year. He is still 19 years old. He is still young. He's still a very solid player, but I thought he would have been a little bit lower on this list, where a guy like Jet Williams might have been a little higher. Diego Cartaya is struggling at Double-A. These numbers are not good. 21 years old, catching Double-A. This is kind of a year where you decide whether or not Cartaya is going to be that big potential catcher that you once thought, or if maybe he's just a major league caliber player type ceiling. Not been impressed with his play thus far, but I understand why he's at 61. Noble Meyer, arguably the best high school arm in this past draft, at number 60. Jackson Jobe finally pitching, looking healthy, looking great for the Tigers, number 59. Big Jackson Jobe fan. AJ Smith-Shawver, number 58. Yeah, I can get behind that. I've been impressed with what I've seen at the major league level, and I'm surprised the Braves don't use him more, but he is only 20 years old. There's a lot of potential still here. Look at those Mets. Drew Gilbert, baby. Drew. If you remember my draft video from last year, I talked about how much I love Drew Gilbert before he was even on the Mets. Now that he's on the Mets, you're going to hear about my bias for him a lot. Just got so much dog in him. I love Drew Gilbert. Tyler Black at 56. Wright State. I knew this guy was good. I think I put him in with some of my best picks videos last year. Wright State. I saw him hit against Vandy. I was like, this guy can mash. And what do you know? Look at the numbers this year. A 400 on base with a 903 OPS up to AAA. Brewers should call him up soon. Joey Ortiz has been raking at AAA. I just don't get the hype hype, which that's probably just me. I think the Orioles have a lot of great prospects. Joey Ortiz is someone that I thought they would actually move this deadline because he just doesn't really seem to fit into the future plans for me. 55 is not where I would put him, but I can understand why. Yanquiel. These are all guys, when you hear me get crazy, I either got cards of them or I have them in my dynasty team in fantasy. Yanquiel was someone I had traded away to get some good players. Ketel Marte specifically is just mashing. And he's all the way up at AA right now, and he's only 20 years old. Rockies have some really exciting prospects. Love Yanquiel. Also love Emmanuel Rodriguez. If you were subscribed to the card channel, he was someone I said you should buy low on. He's only getting better and better. He's rocking a near 400 on base percentage at high A as a 20-year-old. Love to see it. Brian Rocchio, I don't know how he's still top 50 along with Brandon Pfaadt. Just doesn't make sense to me. Rocchio is like that Tyler Freeman type player that you've seen from the Guardians the last few years, every year on Pipeline. I don't know why he's in the top 50, basically. Same thing with Brandon Pfaadt. I haven't given up hope on Brandon Pfaadt because pitchers are weird. They're very fickle, but he's looked horrendous at the major league level right now. So these two guys, honestly, wouldn't be in my top 100. Samuel Basallo, one of the new exciting Orioles prospects, 18 years old at high A, and he's been mashing. Some real power potential on Samuel. Mick Abel hasn't been great at AA this year, but he is still really young at 21 years of age. He's got electric stuff. Again, the Phillies just have actually been developing some good talent recently. Mick Abel's part of it. Tyler Soderstrom should graduate at the major league level now. He should be playing pretty much every day with the A's. Michael Busch should also be at the major league level, but the Dodgers just don't really have a spot for him, I guess, and they don't really want to use him, but he has been mashing at AAA at 1051 OPS. Guy's a good ball player. He's going to have some big years for the Dodgers when he's 27, 28. Dalton Rushing is now vaulted ahead of Diego Cartaya as the best catching prospect in the Dodgers organization. Another guy who's an on-base machine, who's also a solid catcher. Tin Kent's at 45. Love me some Tin Kent's. 2020 draft. Cardinals, good stuff. Rhett Lauder hasn't been assigned yet, but we know first-round pick from Wake Forest. Very good pitcher. Reds pitching lab makes him scary. Brady House, after having a bad season last year, has looked really good this year, getting a promotion to AA. Former number 11 overall pick in the 2021 draft. He's built like a house. Love to see him getting some hype here. Andy Rodriguez is going to graduate. Always been a fan of his. Harry Ford with the Mariners just continues to be really good. While playing catcher, he can play anywhere. He's such a good athlete. Another new Met, Luis Angel Acuna, the new number 1 prospect, I believe, in their system at number 40, the brother of Ronald, and he's looked awesome. AA Binghamton struggling a little bit, but he's trading places, new spot, new place, only 9 games. I'm not worried. The athleticism is crazy. Ooh, Cole Young at number 39. I mean, he's played really well. Bit of a smaller guy, but he's been a very solid player. Good for Cole Young. Let's go, Mariners. Jacob Mizorowski, you probably saw him pitching in the Futures game, throwing like 102 miles an hour. Disgusting stuff. 98 strikeouts in 65 innings this year for the Brewers. Another pitching factory. He's someone to keep a close eye out for. And then someone who just went crazy under the radar, Roman Anthony. Second round pick in 2022 out of Stoneman Douglas in Florida, which is low-key becoming a baseball powerhouse. After not playing well in low A, the Red Sox said, F it, put him in high A, and he has played out of his mind. 292, 432, 646 with a 1078 slash line through 36 games. It's a real sample. 11 homers, 9 doubles, 2 triples, 25 RBIs. He's getting on base. Roman Anthony's that new, oh my goodness, who is this guy? And he's a big boy, 6'2", 200. Great athlete, sick player. Curtis Mead, probably going to graduate here, should get some major league time as he is right now. Not playing the best, but I like Curtis Mead. Drew Jones at 35 has dropped a little bit. The injury plus the performance hasn't been great, understandable, but he's still got a lot of potential. I haven't given up on him at all yet. Jefferson Cuero, another one of my fantasy dynasty guys. Keep an eye out for him. Could be the future catcher of the Milwaukee Brewers. This dude can just straight up hit. I mean, at what, 20 years old in AA? Again, this is huge. When you see the guys with the young age at a high level, the Brewers are uber aggressive with them in AA, bringing up like him and Jackson Chourio there. I mean, look at these numbers. 13 homers, 8 doubles, 39 RBIs, and 850 OPS while catching. Love it. Ricky Tiedemann hasn't thrown much this year because of injury, but he was one of the top pitching prospects last season. I can understand him being in the top 35. Mason Wynn started off the year slow in AAA, but he's been heating up recently. I don't know when the Cardinals are going to call him up, but hopefully soon he should be playing shortstop or second base for them. Logan O'Hoppe, I don't know why he's on here. I mean, he's going to be their everyday catcher. We know he's good. Cade Horton, first round pick from the Cubs in 2022, is tearing it up. He's already up to AA, which is big for them. 21 years of age, just some really good swing and miss stuff. A pick that was a little bit surprising going back to last year's draft, but he's looked great. Andrew Painter, we know, going down, I believe, with Tommy John surgery, so that one's going to push him back a little bit. Understandable why he's at 29. Kobe Mayo, if you've been on this channel for a while, you know I love Kobe Mayo. Shocked he didn't get traded as well at this deadline. Maybe it'll be something they do in the offseason. Maybe they want to keep Kobe Mayo. Being a right-handed hitter in Baltimore is really tough, but he can obviously mash. He's all the way up to AAA now. Marco Luciano got a little taste of the majors. Didn't look great. Looked a little overmatched, but you're going to expect him to graduate probably by the end of the year, if not the beginning of next season. I'm surprised he's still at 27. He's a guy who's like in the 60 to 70 range for me. Colt Keith, what was he, 3rd round pick? 5th round pick. Arizona State, right? Arizona State, mashing. He's up to AAA. He's hitting well. This should be the everyday 3rd baseman or 2nd baseman for the Tigers in the foreseeable future. Very, very good hitter. Really glad to see Heston Kjerstad playing well. He had that scary heart condition illness that was going on, and he has just absolutely dominated since coming back. Love to see Heston Kjerstad healthy and playing well. Noelvi Marte, I know he's hitting well, but I'm surprised he's at 24. I feel like people have gone a little down on him, and maybe it's just some prospect fatigue. Maybe it's because the Reds have just been calling up everybody but him. I'm surprised he's at 24. I don't hate it, though. I will say I am a little surprised that Termar's at 23. Granted, he's up at high A as a 19-year-old, but I am surprised he's inside the top 25 right now. To me, not there. Would bump him down a little bit, but obviously a very good prospect. Sal Frelick's going to get bumped off this list. He's looking fantastic. He looks great at the major league level. Adale Amador has looked really, really good. Rockies just have a bunch of young, really good prospects right now. Adale Amador might be the best one. Kyle Harrison here at number 20. I love his stuff. I think stuff-wise, definitely a top 20 prospect, but he has struggled a bit this year. Still hasn't gotten the call. Waiting for it. Carson Williams, top 20. Wow. For a guy at high A at 20 years old. I'm surprised this aggressive with him, but he has put up some good numbers, and the power looks to be legit with Carson Williams. Brooks Lee, probably coming up soon-ish, maybe by the end of the year. Having a great little start to the year. Shouldn't say start to the year. I mean, it's been August now. He's playing well. 11 homers, 31 doubles. Colson Montgomery has been on base 50% of the time this year at the 2-3 levels he's played at. Granted, AA, he's slowed down quite a bit, but his on base is still almost 300 points higher than his batting average. Incredibly good eye, incredibly patient, great athlete. Lots to love about Colson Montgomery. White Sox got a low-key little bit of excitement in that farm system for me. Walker Jenkins, 1st round pick, number 5 by the Twins. Super big kid. You know all about him. Very strong. Max Clark gets slightly ahead of him. These guys have been ranked right next to each other throughout the entire draft process. It makes sense that they're both really close to each other on the Pipeline rankings at 15 and 16, and I buy both of them. Colton Cowser at 14 has not looked good. A little concerned. He hasn't played that much, but I love Colton Cowser. Haven't lost hope on him whatsoever. He's going to graduate soon too. Wyatt Langford at 13, which makes sense. Although, to be fair, they did put like Paul Skeens and Dylan Cruz, who all these guys were very, very close to each other. I don't know if there's that much separation between the two, but Wyatt Langford, I think, should be a top 10 if the other guys are there, and he's already up to high A and mashing. This one hurts me a little bit as a Mets fan. Pete Crow Armstrong could have been ours, but we traded him for Javi Baez and Trevor Williams, and he's doing pretty well already up to AAA. Looks like a guy who could be a 5-tool player. Marcelo Meyer, a little bit scared that he's struggling at AA, but he is only 20. He reminds me of Corey Seager. I'll say it every single time. Just an overall very, very good player with a sweet left-handed swing. Just outside the top 10 makes sense, I think. Probably could have put him outside the top 20 maybe, but that's being like aggressively negative, and I don't want to be like that. Jordan Lawler, top 10, love it. Jordan Lawler is just, he's a dog. I love Jordan Lawler, all around very good shortstop. Jackson Merrill, weird guy who's been performing better at AA in the few games that he's played there so far. 22 games, hitting 300 with a 340 on base, 808 OPS, and he's just not really showing the power just yet, but all around good player. And again, 20 years old at AA. Padres, if you look at their farm system, what could have been kind of crazy. Evan Carter, not a part of their could have been farm system, part of that amazing Rangers farm though. Crushing it at AA, just a 5-tool player, really good all around. I'm excited to see him get called up. Another guy on my fantasy team, James Wood, former Padres prospect, been all over this guy since high school. You might remember that big home run he hit in a high school game with a wood bat that was just, it went viral on Twitter and all that, and he's still crushing it with the Nationals. Yeah, I personally think he's my number 3 prospect in all of baseball, in my opinion, but 7, I mean, we're arguing over nothing basically. Junior Caminero has gotten some serious helium this year, a guy who is just crazy exit velos, mashing it every single level. He's already up to AA as a 20-year-old, and he's just been fantastic. This is probably the coolest prospect of the entire list. Ethan Salas, 17 years old, he got up to A-ball as a 16-year-old. He's so sick. The fact that at 17 years old, he's in Fort Wayne, Indiana, playing with, I mean, grown men, and he's putting up decent numbers even at A-ball for a 17-year-old. Like, this guy, yeah, 5, I think the hype is truly real. Just being that young and being that advanced already is crazy. Dylan Cruz, number 2 overall pick, my number 1 player in the draft at number 4. Makes sense. I believe the hype in him, and he's already off to a great start. Paul Skeens made his first appearance for the Pirates. 1 inning, was disgusting, hitting 100+ miles an hour. Number 3, sure, that makes sense. Again, I still have Dylan Cruz slightly ahead of him, but those guys are both disgusting. And then the clear 1 and 2, I think you cannot change this up any way you look at it. Jackson Holliday and Jackson Chourio. Got to be the first time that there's been 2 Jacksons at the top of this list. Chourio, 19 years old in AA, and look at the numbers he's put up. 17 homers, 19 doubles, 71 RBIs. He stole 32 bases and 811 OPS. Superstar potential for him. We're talking like the Wander Franco, Vlad Guerrero Jr. type prospect type. And then same thing with the other 19-year-old named Jackson Holliday, the son of Matt. He has gone through all the levels, and he has dominated every single one. This guy is going to be the starting shortstop on opening day for the Baltimore Orioles next year. And if they want to get crazy and really push the envelope, call him up for the playoff push here at the end. He could be a difference maker. He's absolutely disgusting. By far the best prospect in baseball. I'd love to to know what you guys think about Pipeline's rankings down in the comment section below. Who do you think got snubbed? Who's a prospect that should have been on here that wasn't? Drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it, as well as subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on the content. Follow me on all my social media at GiraffeNeckMarc. Links are in description. Thank you guys for watching. You know the drill from here on out. YouTube recommends you watch this video. This is my most recent upload, so click through those if you have not yet seen them. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow for another video. Bye.